Now, where did I put that? Oh, good, it's going. All right, welcome everybody. The time is 10:24. It is what's that, the 21st. It is Sunday, June 21st. I hope everybody's evening is going well. I hope everybody's day hasn't been too hectic with these psyop assholes out there. But I'm gonna be making an anti-nano barrel, as some of you may have already heard in my last vid. If I didn't mention it, I am gonna have another video to upload very soon. I'm just waiting for the merging between that video and the other video that I made to go along with it until that's done. Once that's done, that'll be that. Now then, if I can just figure out where looks like we got somebody in the chat. I just gotta figure out where the heck I put this darn thing. There it is. Oh boy. Yeah. Don't worry, I'll definitely be able to see what you guys got to say in the chat this time. I kind of figured it out after messing around with this live stream bit for a while now. Takes some getting used to, but you get the hang of it. Now then, I may have not mentioned this in my last video, but I'm gonna go ahead and mention it now. I decided not to go through with the laser sword, the taser sword and the taser glove. Well, I'll still make the taser glove, but the taser sword, I'm gonna avoid some of that stuff until I fully get myself detoxed from these weapons. Because if you hadn't noticed from a lot of the research I've shown over a while, you'll see that they will actually try to, and I've experienced this too. They actually have tried this on me, and I just wasn't having it. I literally just rejected that, and they did not like that at all. Honestly, I don't give a damn what they don't like. I'm not committing no damn crime for their sake. This, to cover up their bullshit for what they've done. They got no business doing what they're doing to people, and yet they do it anyway. It's crazy. Man. So, I made this chat here. That's Tinfoil. Hey Tinfoil, how's it going? I can't really tell who else joined the chat, so it's we got a total of 2 people in here right now. This live stream is just as it says. It's basically a live stream chat for fellow TIs, fellow truth seekers. If you all want to hold a conversation in the chat, feel free to do so. I'm just gonna be here playing some few Switch games for a bit. In fact, I think I need to change this. Now, I will warn people who are still new, who are possibly being targeted even now. I'm sure some of you are. I've noticed a lot of signs similar to what they do. Some of you may have recently spoken out even on this channel or others, and then you started to notice some weird things happening. I'm going to go ahead and give you a fair warning now. That's basically them trying to psyop you. So in an event like that, you need to be wary of the people around you, because there's no telling who's involved. But it doesn't mean every single person around you is going to be involved. No, because they have to give off the look that, well, so that they can discredit you, basically. That's the main goal of it. But it doesn't mean we don't have people out there doing the things that they're doing. There even are people out there who are pretending to be TIs, and people who are bad mouthing TIs. We got both of these things going on. This is why I'm telling people, I'm just telling you how it is. If you don't make a video showing yourself, I mean, in these dark times, I don't know what else to tell you, but I'm just being honest with the situation. Any other TI is going to literally tell you the same thing that I'm telling you, that Don't expect them to just trust you off of that. Um, with you not showing your face. That's the first line of building up that trust. But in the end, you got to be careful because a lot of people are being programmed. A lot of people are basically being manipulated, tortured every single day. Basically, a lot of TIs are fighting against this crap every day of their lives, and it is not an easy going thing. Now, the next video I'm gonna have that's gonna be uploaded, basically, is gonna it's pretty much gonna have some different ways you can detox yourself. But the best thing I can recommend to you to do, the anti-nano bucket, instead of doing it with a bucket, when you make yours, use a barrel. Make yours with a barrel. Instead, get plenty of copper wiring as much as you can. I recently purchased mine at round up to like around a total of like $300 and something. Expensive, yes, I know, but worth it. My family been laced with this stuff. If they want to detox themselves with this, using it themselves, I'll be more than happy to let them use it or whatever if they want. That's entirely up to them, unless they get their own one. Either way, it's you gotta detox yourself out of that. I'm gonna even be willing to help other fellow TIs detox themselves around the neighborhood with this thing as well. But I highly recommend people to just make their own because there's a lot of people going through this every day, basically. Oh, wait, no, it looks like I did put the wrong one in. Okay, I need to swap that. Great. Man. South, all right, that wouldn't be on this one. Welcome, Big. Again, I put this live chat for several TIs just to have a chat if they want. I noticed there weren't any live streams up, so there should be other people probably will notice. You just got to give it some time. This either, if you're busy, you can check back later. I'm gonna leave this live stream up at least until like around 12 o'clock, and then I'm gonna shut it down around then, or maybe around like 11:30, because 12 o'clock is kind of like going way too far. People are normally asleep by then, but I know they go through the sleep deprivation, and I know for a fact this happens a lot around 2 o'clock. A lot of TIs experience that. A lot of them do, and it actually has a lot to do with certain growth patterns within the body, the human body. Tried to live feed YouTube. Told me that I did not have enough subs. Oh, you don't need to have that many subs just to do a live stream, Big. There's actually just look up on your what do they call that? The Play Store. There'll be an app. I would look it up now, but I think it would end the live stream if I had did that. So just look up. There's an app that you can basically use as a substitute for that, and then you'll be able to go live with that. You just got to make sure you sign into your account and whatever, and then you'll be good to go after that. That's how I'm able to do this now. But I will warn everybody about using YouTube and Facebook if you're being targeted, and other TIs who have been targeted for years will tell you the same thing. Any history on your YouTube channel, anything that you've recently watched, they will use that as a psyop. Any type of tactic you may have mentioned in your videos that they have done, it's just why I highly advise people not to react to the things that they do, They'll use that for you. So basically, they're using like what you're just whenever you describe what you're going through as well as with your targeting, they'll use that and then they'll actually play that out the very same day that you mentioned it. So they'll look at that and go like, oh well, this works. Not with me, it doesn't. I don't respond to gang stalkers. I don't respond to no type of psyop robotic program individuals like that. I don't, because in the end, perps are basically slaves to their own greed. They're slaves to their own greed, and they're slaves to the system. Whether they want to believe that or not, I mean, they're addicted to that money, and they're getting it because of TIs, because of them creating or basically having that reason to get it. But if we're gone and we say fuck this and basically walk off, I mean, I don't know who they're gonna do that peep and time stuff, because off grid, oh no, it ain't going down that way off grid, because I don't care what their little psyop shit is. I would bitch slap a freaking perp in a heartbeat the minute they tried that any of that mess to me off grid. Off grid, like the whole thing just changes at that point. The whole thing just changes at that point, because now that puts you in the playing field to where they have no excuse for any of the things that they have done. They'll come up with a lot of their excuses is just lies. Mostly when it comes to these perps, it's a lot of lies, and like they really pay the most uneducated types of people to do this. And honestly, I have heard some of the most outrageous excuses for these individuals who do this. And it's just so stupid. It's not even worth really raking your brain about, It's not. And looks like we got Craig M in the chat. Welcome. Oh, there are some peeping toms. I even had a maintenance man who was a peeping tom by the name Tommy. His name was Tommy. Oh, wow. But, yeah, you all feel free to just sit back, relax. I got this live stream, as you've seen in the title, up for every single TI True Secret. If you all want to chat, share notes of anything you may have found to basically help out with certain situations, feel free. But I'm telling you, the best way to basically break yourself off from this tech that they're using is to make an anti-nano barrel. You could make the bucket, but here's what I've discovered just by using the bucket. The bucket does work, but it's not enough to really get all of that nano stuff out of your system. If you have something much larger to basically do the whole thing all at once, then the nanotech that's the smart desk that they laced you with, they can't reprogram it to basically self-multiply or self-adapt or anything like that. It's just immediately cut off because of the EMP field. It's immediately cut off. But in my last video, oh hey Tansy, looks like we got Tansy in the chat. Oh, it's not built. The nano barrel's not built yet, Tansy. It's not going to be built until like sometime next month. When I have that built, I'll show you all what it looks like. But I highly recommend everybody to do that for themselves, because that's going to be the best thing to use to detox the stuff out of your system. Immediately deprogramming the nano, immediately pulling it out of your system, out of your head, out of your neck, your chest, your arms, your limbs, your torso, your pelvis region, your legs, your feet, all of that. All just pulling it all out of your system. That's the best thing to really get rid of this stuff. And let me tell you, I have detoxed so much of this stuff out that they sent. And I've stated this before. I believe I stated in one of my last videos that I uploaded. But man, this dude, they sent a perp literally walking by my path, just literally crossing me, and he literally was just scratching his arm, like raking nanoparticles all off his arm as he was walking. It was crazy, like really crazy, man. Like seriously. I'm gonna check back in on the chat shortly. I'm gonna be on the switch here for a bit. In fact, I actually need to find a cord to charge the darn thing, so y'all might hear some gameplay in the background. Let me just get the cords and stuff situated here. But if you're ever going out to your day-to-day things, don't respond to these perps. Don't. Just have some equipment that is not, as I stated before in the last video, of course, and I'm gonna say it again. Um, just have some equipment that is not connected to the net, so that they can't hack into it. Like, since like normally you all would probably use your phones, don't do that. I know it has good resolution and all that, and that really would be nice, but it's best to have an actual, just a regular digital camera, just a regular one. Just use that, something that's not Bluetooth accessible, and yeah, just use that so that you will easily be able to get a hard copy of what's going on, but have it to where like you don't have to adjust it or maneuver it around, to where like it just captures everything in your line of view. The best type of camera to have is a 360 camera. That is the best thing you could ever possibly have. I saw that Nicholas Hamblin had that, and I'm like, no way. That is the best fucking surveillance equipment I have ever seen, if anything, because that's not only capturing what's in front of you, it's capturing like everything that's behind you, around you, from the sides. And when these perps do their their hand signs and their tactics and stuff like that to signal other perps and handlers, it can catch all of that, all of it. It can catch every single bit of it. There is no way they can't hide. It can catch what they're doing in your blind spots, like where you're not looking. It can capture all of that, what they're doing in front of you, what they're doing behind you, to your sides, you name it, all of that. Now, I gotta actually check out the price range for a 360 camera. But anybody looking to go off grid, look, I'm gonna just tell you how it is. If you're going off grid, do not, make sure you fully detox yourself from this stuff, and do not go off grid alone, and do not go off grid unarmed. Okay? Don't. Because first off, anybody can just walk off grid without any type of protection, any type of firearm. But let me tell you, honestly, what's going to stop them from basically coming after you with the firearm? Now, you see that? You see how crazy these perps are. You see how programmed they are. You see how sadistic they can be. And let me tell you something. It ain't no joke dealing with these people. If you can even call them people anymore, I just call them, robotic sheeple, because technically that's what they are. Just basically the new age of peeping toms, man. This peeping toms who took it to a whole nother level. And I'm gonna say this for every target individual: no TI has ever signed up to no type of broadcasting of their life. No TI has agreed to any of the torture that they're going through. No TI has ever signed no type of legal documentation. Now agreeing to no verbalization of contract of any kind for this stuff. Nobody has. So all of these things that they're doing is under illegal means. All of these things that these perps are doing are under illegal means. By no means at all whatsoever is any of the psyop crap that they're doing is legal. None of it. And if I can just find a freaking charger piece here, then I'll be good to go. Man. Now, I guess I could run down a few survival items most people would need, such as a generator. You also will want a not just a generator, but also a solar panel. You don't want no cheap solar panel. You want a really good one that's made for generators. One that can give up at least, I say at the very least, around 60 watts or over. You're gonna want something like that. Get yourself a tent. Again, make sure yourself is armed. You're gonna want at least a handgun and a shotgun. That's usually like the standard equipment that people normally have. But do not go purchasing no kind of firearm under no means until you get the nanotech out of your system. Get that stuff out of your system first and then you'll be fine. Because let me warn you, they have used these weapons on me, this remote manipulation on me personally, not just me, but other people too, to try to basically force aggressional events, and I refuse that. But unfortunately, not all TIs were lucky enough to do just that. Some of them actually, it was so bad that unfortunately they had ended up losing both their lives, and they ended up taking somebody else's life due to that remote manipulation. Again, the person being controlled is technically a victim, as well as the people who have lost their lives. They're also a victim just under the circumstances as to what they're doing. But other than that, the real criminal is the people using that tech. That's where the real enemy is. If a lot of these people want to do riots, them riots need to be taken to them to basically stop this stuff for good. Yeah, I just gotta do a few switches around here, and then I'll be all good to go. Just give me a second. All right. Let that other thing go. Here you are. It's like we're still up to 4. Also, if anybody is into video games like myself, do not, if you hadn't heard, do not even waste your money on The Last of Us Part 2. Don't. Because there's a lot of controversy around that, and a lot of people are not even happy about what they did. There's a lot of questionable things in that you may not want to be exposed to. And I tell all parents this. I don't say that all parents do this, but there are quite a lot of parents out there who actually do this. And what I say is this: do not ever purchase any type of M-rated games for your kids. Just don't. Looks like we have a 5th person in the chats. Let's see what Tansy had to say. Because on my TI, the houses they let me rent are always surrounded by houses with heaps of solar on it. These houses, it's a solar hot water system, and I can't go near it. I go vertigo when I'm near it. Hey, Biggie. All right. Again, this, as you all seen in the title, this is a chat for all TIs to basically have this is a discussion. If you all basically, because I know when going through this, you all gotta have you gotta have somebody to talk to in times like this. Hey, Biggie. But let's see. I think I got the charges and stuff set up. Let me just check this out. Okay. This around here, and oh, I think I got this attached to the wrong thing. Yep, you gotta move over there. Good. Okay, now I can use this for the other one, then I'll be in business. For people who are not aware, you can detox yourself a lot, but little do you know, a lot of the food, and I've already went over this, but I figured I probably should still mention it again for people, just in case anybody doesn't know. A lot of the food, just about nearly all of it, is already saturated with nanotech. Especially all types of grain have long since been saturated with the stuff. Now, any ladies in the chat, I'm going to warn you now, stop using cosmetics. You're going to see an article. This wouldn't be the only time I came across this. It turns out that they put nano technology in all cosmetics, all of it, every single bit of it. You name it, lipstick, lip gloss, whatever a lot of these females are using nowadays. I guess they call it eyeliner. And much more, the lip balms, I guess that's what they call it. I'm not too familiar with that stuff, but I'm just naming just a few commonplace items out there, but all cosmetics is literally laced with nanotech. You want something? You want to know something even worse? In the article I'm going to be recently posting, did you know that they are even putting this nanotech in condoms? Crazy. It doesn't even stop there. Literally earbuds, freaking all, even the cotton, even all base cotton in the USA has been laced with nanotech. They're not even. I'm sitting there thinking like I could just get like cotton-based clothing, right? And it won't have any of this stuff in it. No, they literally infect this stuff in clothing, which I think that you'll see some like name brand clothing with cotton in it, but it also has like a synthetic like feel to it as well. Like it look like it has synthetic fibers in it. I think that's what that nano fiber stuff is. Okay, let me see. All right, so that's not the one. Okay, that's not. Didn't I know you must be charging. That can't be right. Oh, okay, you are charging. It's not really. I know. Let me change this back. Turn this off temporarily. Take this thing out. Oh, we got Matrix in the chat. Hey, Matrix. Yeah, I know. I think this because of the shadow banning that they've been doing lately, that it actually prevents people from seeing some notifications for certain accounts. That's why I recommend people to do this for all channels that they sub to. Always hit that bell icon you see. So no matter what happens, you'll always get notifications of the channels that you're subscribed to. Now, if I can just figure out where I put this darn thing. Oh, there it is. No, that's definitely not it. Dang it. Just I can't see anything in the chat right now, so just bear with me momentarily. We should most likely have more people joining into the chat soon. Oh, Stu, I don't know. I know they did take his last channel down, but I haven't really heard anything from that guy. But anybody who hears this now, I've already said this before. Everybody needs to start migrating their whatever content and evidence that they've gathered. Make a BitChute channel, anything, a TrueTube channel, and start migrating that content over there. If you want to know an easy way of doing this, it's quite simple. Just download a screen recorder. Hold on, who is that? Oh, that's just big. Okay. Just download yourself a screen recorder, and you can just use that to basically record over your evidential videos. You can get both the time and the date down from when that was posted, as well as get the comments down. So, you know, when like the perps start harassing you in the comment section or whatever under your videos, you can get that evidence down too. And then go ahead and just push play for your videos. And then just go ahead and upload that to your new channel. Then you're good to go. For people who are not too familiar with that, it's pretty simple. You just download the app and then you just click on it. It'll have a record icon. You know, when you scroll down from the top of your screen to view your notifications, you're going to see the record icon there. And you can just go straight to there to get to it. And then just press that and it'll start recording. Do the same thing when you want to stop it and you're good to go. All right. I think I'm just about ready to go here. Now, where did I put that? Oh, there you are. Awesome. Yeah, go ahead and restart it. Yeah. In my situation, I've constantly been, I've really been messing with their tech lately. I made for people who didn't catch this earlier, if you didn't see the last video I posted, if you make I think it's called a compulsor. I'm not too certain about the name, but if, regardless of the name, basically, like when you stack magnets together, except not the usual way that you would do it, like have them connected in a sets of two in a straight line, but have them connected to where like each and every sets of two is connected to the exact same ends that basically repel one another. Do that. Wrap a copper coil around it after you tape it all together, and you'll feel that this thing is literally pushing the frequency energy from their weapons off your neurons. You'll literally feel it. I think that that's pretty much why they've been trying to prevent people from looking too far into free energy, and from building an engine of free energy, because of what it can actually do. It can literally just render their weapons useless, basically. And let's see what Matrix had to say. When you start getting nanotech out of your body, it causes extreme pain. You have to keep doing it. It makes all... Yeah, I know. It does. Especially when you really get this stuff out, it's definitely going to hurt just as well as when it... Because when they first turned this stuff on, and I started to feel like things changing, and this happened at my job. This was when it first happened, prior to the stuff being turned on. I could literally feel like strains of lines just growing and then just pushing forward all until it reached my eye. This thing was literally going like alongside of the skin all the way to the underside of the eye socket. It was painful. Looks like we got Stacy in the chat. Welcome, Steven. Okay, let me see. Yeah. Play a little bit of Resident Evil. I wasn't planning on it, but why not? Awesome. We got a total of 6 people in the chat. Let's see if we can get a few more. I'm glad that we're able to actually put platforms up there that do this, so that other fellow TIs can basically, come together, share their stories, their experiences, and whatnot. It's good to know that there are people, that you're not alone going through this targeting program. It shouldn't have to come to this for people to come together, though. It really shouldn't, and it really shouldn't. It shouldn't even, never even. I mean, I wish that it wasn't, that life just wasn't like this, but it's not easy. Life is tough, but it doesn't mean that life has to always continue to be like this. There's a way we can definitely get this stuff to stop. Definitely, we just got to keep fighting and keep pushing forward, and eventually we'll make it. Call of Duty, yeah, I do, but I've long since sold away my PS4 after what because I kind of figured what they were going to start doing, and I was actually right. If you hadn't seen what people were talking about when it came to The Last of Us 2, they're starting to put a lot of things in their games now to where it's a lot of New World Order based. So I'm kind of worried that they're putting. It's not just the subliminal messaging I got to worry about when it comes to those games, but it's also possible mind manipulation tech that they're putting in there because they did the same thing with Grand Theft Auto 5. And if some of you may have not even seen, they have a very horrid scene where like they have Trevor basically torturing this guy, and it's basically like FBI looking officials telling him to do it. Now, in the ending, like you have a choice either to can go through with it or to just, when those FBI agents are gone, to get the guy the hell out of there, take him to a plane and let him just get the heck out of the, off the border and out of sight, so that they won't find him and finish what he didn't finish. It's crazy, and to think that stuff like that really is happening even today. Yeah. Now you see, like now those types of games, those are good. Like I think it was it Medal of Honor? I think it was Medal of Honor. I could be wrong, but it was like it was war based but very freelanced. Um and like they really put everything in there that an actual war would have, man. And then when you actually it's one thing seeing, you know, actual battling out on the screen, but like when you're out there, like it's just looking at a simulation, you can only like just imagine what is going through those soldiers' heads when they literally got to lay down their lives down for their country. And it's sad that we got corruptive organizations out there pulling the strings, causing perpetuating wars out of for no apparent reason other than for desperation for power for their own self gain. Family members losing family members due to this corruptive tyranny that's going on, and it's a shame, man. It's a shame, but shouldn't ever have to be like that. It really shouldn't. It's like we got total of 7 people in the chat. Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Hey.
Resident Evil 6.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I can turn this thing up. Normally I would let you all see the screen, but I don't have the right equipment for any of that yet, and then probably just come out pixelated again. Now I seen that I was able to. Oh wow, that's loud.
Yeah.
I seen that I was able to bring it up to around like 1080p, but it said like it needs more resources just to do that. I'm not really too certain about that. I hope the audio's coming out okay for this thing. It probably is though. It's like we're about to hit 40 minutes. Wow.
We're cutting through the cemetery to reach the cathedral.
Oh no, get off. Get off. Steven Stacy. All right, I'll definitely check that out. Thanks, Tansy. Only thing that bugs me is that the freaking chat replay, I'm not certain if that's gonna show after this thing is posted, and that's what worries me about. Cause like a lot of TIs who like are not even like, you know, like when they're not aware that there's a live going on, they miss out on that information at times. And 9 times out of 10, like that information really turns out to be like really useful. Definitely gonna have to figure out how to get the live chat to show on the video.
Shit! All the times for it to be locked.
Take it easy. We'll figure something out, okay? Maybe there's a key.
Hey, Craig, you definitely should check out Zacchaeus' videos. And pretty much the best way, the best way to like to deal with that, with the whole memory, not the memory manipulation, but the you know, the thought transplants that they do with these weapons, is to basically listen to tones to heighten your you know, your spiritual, your vibrational frequency. When you do that, you become more resistant to that manipulation, so it has less of a controlling effect on you. I mean, I've got like on my playlist, you can check that out. There's plenty of things out there you can basically try out for yourself and just see where it goes from there. Just this for a bit. Oh boy, hang on. You just okay. Yeah. Oh, wait. Okay, Matrix, if you can hear me, that's something they're doing on your end. They're definitely doing that on your end, cause oh wait, the get out of that. Yeah, they're definitely doing that on his end. All right. See. Oh, I hope this is not too loud because that's awfully close. Let me push this back a bit. Okay, much better.
could be chasing us.
Oh no. Oh boy. I would have to reload. Oh crap.
I'm glad you're here.
Greg, I hope you definitely find the woman you be searching for, but I will warn you, be careful because these perps do use honeypot traps. And that's not even just for guys, that's for females too. Be careful because they will use either female or male honeypot traps. But you should never let them discourage you from finding, anything like that you want to go find. If you want to find yourself, go right ahead. If you want to, don't ever let their targeting stop you from living your life. Don't ever let that happen. Oh, that's not good. Oh, you son of a... No. Damn it. I hate that this stupid... Come on, just drop the key. Just drop the key. Give me the key, damn it. No. Okay. Got it.
Now let's get to that vehicle.
Oh, that's not good. I'm low on health. Nope. Still there. Not fighting them. Not fighting them. Just run. Okay, did I miss anything in a nearby cabin? Did I? Or did I not? Oh.
It's open. Let's move. Leon, are you all right?
Well, nothing broken
You never know. Maybe we'll just legal.
Oh, come on, not the screamer. I can't let him get away. I don't care how long you keep running, you are not finna scream. No. You'll just call more zombies. No. There's two? Come on, man. Get away, get away, get away. Get away, get away. Oh, damn it, no. And this is why people should not be messing with mutation viruses at all. They shouldn't be messing with that stuff. But of course, they don't care as long as they're being paid. And people wonder why they call money the root of all evil. Hey, wait a minute. Whoa, whoa. I think I'm gonna probably try to get some better equipment. Zombies. I remember one. You gotta forgive me. I'm kind of a zombie film fanatic when it comes to certain things, so I'm definitely a big fan of Resident Evil. But man, I remember a while back, I was no older than what, like 13. It was me, my brother, my sister, and mom, my aunt, and her kids, and a few other family members. All of us sat down to basically watch Night of the Living Dead. And this wasn't the black and white version. This was the colored version. And I literally had to hear my damn brother literally just screaming out brains and zombies and stuff after the film, trying to scare me. I'm like, dude, cut it out. And I had to hear this mess for about, what, like an hour and a half just for us to drive back home, since we drove out of town and he just wouldn't let up. But man, I don't know. When I think back, times were easier back then. But unfortunately, this corrupt organization is actually still going on even now. I'm probably gonna switch up the game though. Let's see, what else do I got here? That one's kind of dark, so I think I'm gonna probably change up, because it's gonna get worse from there. So I'm gonna change this out for something else. Probably play a little bit of Cuphead for a bit. All right, now where did I put that darn thing at? Oh yeah, it does. They got the zombie mode on there. I played Call of Duty 4 a lot, but only for its zombie mode. I tried to play the story mode to it, but I could never finish it. Now, I think they kind of dropped the story mode altogether around that one because apparently people were just, like buying it for the online thing. When they noticed that, like, they just, just stopped with the story mode altogether. And it's sad though, because like Call of Duty actually had some pretty good cinematics and storylines to it. They really did a good job. But I know, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who noticed this, but games are starting to seem more and more like movies now. And I didn't realize until Jeff Censored pointed it out. They had apparently it's to pretty much put an end to the film industry in a way, to where like they'll have more people, connected to this like online networking thing that's going on instead of, people having actual actors act out. I mean, of course they're still acting. I mean, they're doing the voices, but console limits to use okay, yeah, go ahead and do that. All right, looks like we lose. Looks like Steven's taking off. Yeah, they kind of are. I mean, if you've seen these, like I'm pretty sure most of you all, as fellow TIs, definitely seen some of these perps. Some of the perps I've seen look like they just, like they just all gone up there, man. They're like they just gone, just brain dead, just literally just doing nothing but following orders, but it doesn't seem like they have a legit consciousness. It's like it's very weird. It's like you can literally see. It's like watching a human being basically being puppeteered by someone using this damn technology. And honestly, even I know they're perps, but seeing somebody go through that, even that person is a perp, it still pisses me off because I don't, because like it's effed up because like some of these perps do piss me off at times, but I don't let them get to me like that. I long since stopped that. But it pisses me off because like at times you want to get mad at them, but considering like how heavily dosed there are with this tech, it's a very difficult thing. And the fact that a lot of misinformation going around, that some of these people are just being talked into, just fulfilling all of these evil deeds for this evil organization, and they have absolutely no idea what's really going on. They'll just tell them what they want them to hear, not what they don't want them to hear, and they never give them the entire story. It's just like when I had showed a lot of people that video of that dude who's whatever his channel was called. I think it was Just the Facts or whatever. Oh, oh yeah, There are a lot of gang stalkers addicted to drugs, and you see, like that could also be another form of mind manipulation too. People who are basically, and honestly, this is a true thing. That the whole thing of addiction, it is a mind manipulation psyop. Like with certain video games, they have actually reviewed seeing that it was a lot of kids who are just so addicted to video games that it's very difficult to break the cycle. Like they make it to where like the thing is just incredibly addictive. My aunt can even identify this. I believe it was actually something about that was in that article, not the last video that I posted, but the one before. Definitely the one before. I'm sorry to hear that, Craig M. Software's not currently on the what? Didn't I change it, or did I not change it? Or is it not even? Hang on. That can't be right. Let me see what one. all it's worth, my own dad. I mean, despite the fact of the stuff he did and the stuff he's been through, I still love him regardless. But I tell you one thing, I haven't really told a lot of people about this at all, but it's very difficult when you actually have to see the man who's actually your dad, who you haven't seen in years, literally show up out of nowhere, and he just wanders off with his family somewhere, and all of a sudden the next time you see him again, the guy gets in a huge motorcycle accident to where he's got tubes coming out of his body. Let me tell you something, man. That was not a pretty sight for me to witness, and not an easy thing for me to adjust to. It was the situation with him. It got so bad that my grandmother actually had difficulty keeping him at her house. So she ended up having to take him to a nursing home, having him stay there. It wasn't working out there. They eventually got him his own apartment. That wasn't working out, and he started borrowing. It's like the accident really messed with him badly to where he was having like reverse thought patterns from his past, and some of these things. So I don't know, because like when it comes to this, like I can't even trust. You can't trust the doctors. You can't trust the pharmaceutical companies. You can't trust none of these assholes who are in there. And it's not to say that there are not any good nurses out there or doctors. It's just that like they're either their licensing and their practices are being threatened of being, revoked and shut down if they do the right thing. There's been plenty of TIs who basically sought out to get treatment for this stuff and actually get evidence, and like they just can't do it because it's just this damn demonic organization was responsible for preventing people from fighting treatments to breaking free from this. It's a crazy thing. It really is, but it's a crazy thing in a very difficult situation. But people is gonna have to start looking beyond the situation, beyond their jobs, man, because you see, they're strong arm with this whole, to keep your job thing. It's a strong arm attempt. They're strong arming people to basically see how compliant they are out of desperation to keep their jobs, because they're convinced that keeping that job is a way to actually survive. Dude, you don't need a job to survive. And the system they created, you do. But people can basically, come on, you can go out and hunt. You can literally build up your own home. You can literally just live off the land and not have to worry about bills, not have to worry about rent, none of that. Little people know that you can actually, if you want Wi-Fi, little people know you can just set your own damn tower up. You can actually have your own free-based Wi-Fi system. But honestly, with what they're doing with these weapons, I highly advise against using that because of what these weapons can do. I highly advise against using that, because they'll just probably just most likely tap into that and then use that against you. Plus, you all have seen exactly what this stuff does, and it's not healthy for anybody, Little did I know that the radiation actually accelerates the growth of this nanotech. I didn't realize that, and I remember that using if y'all haven't checked it out yet, look up Good Vibes and then look up fungus. You'll see the video has it has a green screen on it. Use that and you will feel a whole lot better. And it turns out a lot of this nanotech is fungus based. So using that basically undoes that. Now the reason why they hit you so much with radiation is to get this stuff to grow. And if you had literally researched this, and the article that I'm going to be uploading next will show you this. It's either in the one that I recently uploaded or the one that I'm going to be uploading shortly. And it basically states that radiation accelerates the growth of fungus. Definitely start growing your own food. Definitely got to do that. Start collecting your own water, because unfortunately There are pumping nanotech in the sewage, like not really so much the sewage systems, but like the treatment plants. I could go into farther detail about what that, like, the water lines of, where that stuff is going and stuff like that. But I don't know if people are ready for that, because that is enough to piss a lot of people off. Honestly, Tansy, I'm just doing whatever I can to basically help everybody out so that they can also break free. But let me tell you something. It is not easy, even for myself. It's not easy dealing with this at all. Every day, even while you were asleep from when you're awake, you still find yourself fighting this technology and these individuals who do this every minute of every second of your life. It's like it's like a never unending war for you, fighting for your sanity and fighting against this program that they keep trying to use against you, Hold on. Thanks for Oh, they changed your water. Oh wait, they changed your water. Oh man. You know, that reminds me. Recently, something odd happened. They had a situation where they had people had their ventilation systems checked. Everybody, if you're using any kind of air conditioner, stop using that, because that's actually putting that nanotech in your air. Well, not your air, but throughout your whole house or whatever. That's actually helping it spread, basically. Little white things to come out. Honestly, if you got like a market or something near you, you can literally get like large bottles of distilled water for like literally under $1. That's probably the best rate to go, because I mean, like, even if they like don't replace your water, like that nanotech is still like in the processing plants to which they're basically are processing this water. I mean, I could, if you all want me to, I could go into detail about like what they're really going as far as back as what that water really is going for. But I'm telling you, a lot of people will be like severely pissed off when they see it. Not at me, but at the fact that they're doing it. Oh, okay. Now, see, looks like I had the wrong. Yeah, that's the wrong micro SD card. I gotta swap this. Wait, Matrix, you saying you can't find borax anywhere? Oh, damn. I'm guessing, honestly, if I can't find it, I usually just order it. 3 liters and it's $4. Yeah, honestly, the only thing I can recommend is just order it. That's the best I can recommend if you can't find it nearby. But you see, this is this is nothing new. Like, they have been they have definitely been like just keeping good things away from the people, because it severely would f up their plans and their technology. It would immediately, stuff that immediately kills this stuff off. They have long since, I've noticed, because in one of the articles I went over, it literally showed that and stated that Chinese scientists were basically like researching things like that would naturally kill off, like insects or whatever, or parasites, really. Anything that would kill that stuff off, is like they were researching that. So it's funny how this whole virus thing is linked with China, and then we're seeing the rest of this other stuff unfold. But man, alkaline water is definitely a good thing if you ever drink any kind of water out of the faucet. If you do, wait, you can just hold on. You can just steal your own water. I definitely need to check that out. But hang on. Oh, I don't think I switched this thing out yet. Let me go ahead and just hurry up and swap this thing out. Nice. We hit our first hour. Hopefully we can get more people in the chat. I'm pretty certain some people might notice, but like we already are hitting at 11:30. I guess I'll leave the chat going until like 12 for you all. I'll definitely leave it going until 12, but after that I'm probably gonna call it a night. Tansy, honestly, you like here's the deal. You'll be able to tell if it's being tampered with if you order it. It's too easy. Like order, if something like was open, the minute you get it, this is what you do. You basically film the item before you unpackage it. If it's a bottle of any kind and you see that it has been opened after you unpackaged it, you can basically have that whole scenario disputed, and you can literally get your money back, and they'll actually be able to track the person who's responsible down for that, because they will have no choice. Because first off, there's no telling, they obviously would tell you, they obviously will be stated that there's no telling what that person's intentions were for opening up your package. Considering that opening any person's mail ordered package is a felony offense, and they would definitely be in some big trouble for that. So don't be afraid to not really get, you just got to get the evidence down enough to where like they can't they can't discredit you. As long as you're willing to do that, you'll be just fine. But yeah, honestly, the best thing is to always make your stuff at home. That is always, whether it's your food, whether it's your bathing products of any kind, everything from what you use is best to always have that homemade. You got to go back to homemade. That's the best thing to do. Okay, if I can just figure out where I left this darn thing. Great. I'm having trouble finding it. Can't be too far though. Ah, boy. Oh, found it. All right, hopefully this thing will actually work this time. All right. I think I got the right one in. The last one had the stuff that I was already playing earlier. Night, Tansy. Craig, MM is basically me, short for Mischievous M, short for MM's TI Strategy Guide. Gray, Bardic Green, Barrett. Matrix, can you leave a link in the comments after this vid's posted? But I'll definitely, because I might not even be able to see the comments after this thing is posted. Well, not the comments, but the live chat. For some reason, certain live feeds that do get posted, like it just doesn't I don't know why it just doesn't show the chat. I see we got 6 people in the chat, but I don't know. I think Biggie was in there, and then there was someone else. Biggie and Steven, yeah. But then it may have been a third person. I'm not certain. All right, this game's a little bit on the lighter side. If you guys seen any when you was a kid, like any type of cartoons going as far back as both Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck, Goofy, and I don't mean in the colored tone. I'm talking about like in the black and white tone. But I guess this kind of does go in colored, so I guess it would have been from around then too. Oh, wrong profile. We changed that. Better yet. I think it was this one. Yep. Good neighbor. It's about gangsta. Good neighbor. All right, I'll definitely check that, Craig. Thanks. If you all want something, excuse me. If you guys want to know something good for detoxing, green tea leaves, natural green tea leaves definitely works for that. Like the nanotech can't even stand being around the stuff. I'm actually grateful you all don't even have to hear the psyop noise tactics that they do. Because the thing about that worries me, and they do, like, whether it's on there or through the chat, because they definitely do this to a lot of TI's chats. A lot of people don't notice, but the same when they do like certain psyop tactics, when they talk ill about a TI in the chats, and anytime at any place in time, they're using that as a tactic to gain reactions, not just from the person's, the actual channel holder, but from the people visiting the channel as well, whether it's through the comments or through a live stream chat. That's just what they do. So, I mean, if y'all didn't know about that, well, now you know. So just be careful when you see them out there. Honestly, the best thing I can tell you, just mute them. Don't even bother trying to question their behavior or what they're doing, because it's all just a psyop tactic just to gain RNM data. Don't respond to them. Just cut them off, and you don't have. I mean, there's nothing to worry about after that. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Craig. But when you mute them, that actually technically makes you the bigger person than them. When they act out like that, it just shows the childishness of how they actually are. Yeah, I've seen that on Next. I noticed that there was like someone on there basically doing the psyop of divide and conquer, and what they were trying to do was constantly get them to basically what was that? They were like trying to get them to, you know, side with this person, call that person a perp or whatever, and all that stuff. And I was gonna question, like, really, you know, really talk to that person, like, you know, what's going on. But like, I knew what that person was doing, and I figured Nex kind of knew it as well, and he actually handled it like I expected him to. But the thing is, like, you can't handle situations like that by getting upset. You got to be calm, cool, and collected. It's difficult, I know, but you got to be like that in order to handle situations like that, because the one thing they want you to do is be stressed out, you know? All right. We got about 14 minutes left until we hit 12 o'clock. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I won't let you down.
Hang on.
Can I have your
Ah, I can't skip. Oh well.
Of course.
Yeah, that's how you gotta be when it comes to that stuff. Because the whole point of them basically stirring drama
If I score a
is to
goal,
cause stress.
I'll,
But when you show, you
I
know,
mean it was for you.
that you're not gonna be bullied or affected by that, and you literally just hit the off switch to the negativity,
It's from the right.
it defeats the whole purpose of what they're doing. And that is one of the very things that a narcissist cannot stand,
Can you sign this?
when they don't get their way.
Alrighty.
Me too.
Take it easy. Well, gotta go. Cheer for me.
2, 3. Teach us how to play.
Hey, I got a game to play.
Then teach us after.
Maybe tonight,
You can't tonight.
I mean tomorrow.
Promise?
Promise.
I think I'm probably gonna schedule the next live stream, maybe sometime later on tomorrow, maybe like late in the afternoon, not around 10, but a little bit sooner before 10. But I don't want to have it going while other TI's live streams are going on, because you know they may have some important information that everybody would definitely have to check out.
I was in a coffee shop running away from home when I heard the news. Our hero, checked, gone, vanished into thin air. My dad must have been his biggest fan. I knew how sad he'd be. Heck, we all were that day. Zanara says to myself, what are you thinking? I went running straight back home. We sat up talking about Jet all night. My dad and I never talked so much. Whoa. Didn't mean to reminisce, folks. Anyway, 10 years later, the Jet Memorial Cup tournament is...
Oh man, this is gonna get intense.
Make way, make way! Coming through, sorry. Hey, I'm gonna be late. Hey, let go of me.
I wish you all could see this, but I don't have the right equipment yet because this cutscene is pretty damn awesome. You say you're getting static? Oh, you trying to... I think that might be Rim Instinct. I'm not sure. It's the opening to Final Fantasy X. Oh, Static X Metal Band. Okay, now I see what you're talking about. Wait, so that's the name of the band that made the song? Nice. I definitely noticed that they made some other songs that are pretty good as well. But I had no idea they made this. Oh, like a Ram Sting song. Oh, okay.
Oren! What are you doing here?
I was waiting for you.
What are you talking about?
It begins.
What?
Don't cry.
I'm pretty much a fan of some heavy metal, not a lot.
What the?
Just a little bit, not too much though. But mostly my preferred music is rock.
Hey! Wait!
Now, as far as hip hop, I prefer old school because unfortunately the new hip hop has
Hey, not this way.
a lot of messed up stuff in it. And like once you actually start to see it, you'll think to yourself like, man, how can these individuals just do this? Now, it isn't just hip hop that's like that, but you know, hip hop's just the new hip hop is just notoriously known for that, and they're more open with what they're doing. Now, other bands of other genres are, you know, just as guilty of the same thing, especially pop music.
Take it.
Oh, about that, here's my 2 cents about that. I don't even care even if they do change like the ending of that word. I don't care. The fact that it's anywhere near the actual, you know, the actual N word it's still considered to be a disgrace because you gotta wonder when you start actually doing the research, you start to see that like something's just not right, you know? It seems like it's just too much of an obvious thing. And they're trying to make it seem like, oh, it's okay just to say this. And, you know, I wasn't born yesterday. Like, I can tell when I see that it's obviously something that's like more to it. Just like with the sagging and the term known as swag. When you start reading all into that and find out what that stuff really is, then you start questioning, you know, what the hell's really going on. You see, like that's acceptable right there. You know, like homie, ninja, anything like that, that's fine. You know, but you see, we've already since had a saying, and it wasn't just for black folks. It was said amongst black folks, but the way it was worded was the way that it was basically meant for everyone. My brother from another mother, my sister from another mother. That's the term that we should be using. So we've been had a word, and that word represented unity because technically, that person can be, you know, your brother of friendship from another family, your sister from another, and friendship from another family, you know, or your spiritual brother, your spiritual sister, something like that. But instead, they chose that other word, man, and it's sad people fall for that. It's like we got 2 more minutes. I don't know. Maybe I'll end it around 12:05, but I don't want to go too far into 12 because it's getting late and my neighbors are sleeping. Well, some of them maybe, but most of them are perps. Ice-T, yeah, he definitely does. I go a little bit farther than Ice-T though. I remember I used to listen to Busta Rhymes, but that was way when he started off. But like when it started going a little bit farther, I'm like, just nah, man. He defected, he sold out, and now they got him saying it.
Get out of my town!
Some can't wait to die.
Oh no, I screwed up. Body can, yeah. Now you got to be careful with some of that heavy metal. I don't listen to too much of that because that tends to some of that does tend to go into like satanicism, and I try to avoid most of that as much as possible. But there's two sides to that. Knowing exactly what they're, what the enemy is using and being aware of it is one thing, so that you won't fall victim to it and be able to, inform everybody else about it. So, that's where the benefit of that comes in. And now this phone's overheating right now. So we just hit 12. Hang on. Yeah, I think they're trying to mess with this, but I can fix it.